If you guys are trying to take your training to the next level and you want to increase your speed, your power, your conditioning, then you gotta check out Phil Daru's 8-week heavy hitter boxing program. I'm telling you guys right now, there's no joke.
Shout out to Dante's Boxing Nation.
DBN Nation, of course. Support DBN Nation. You're hearing it from Floyd Money Mayweather.
It's Terrence Crawford, and you're watching Dante's Boxing Nation.
This is Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder, and you're watching Dante's Boxing Nation, baby.
Hi, you're watching Dante's Boxing Nation. Woo! Hey.
If you know, you know. Now, congratulations to Khabib. Now, if you don't know what Khabib stand for, it stands for beloved, no homo, because we got to show Khabib love and support for the performances that he be putting on. I mean, for a fighter to be undefeated in the UFC is unheard of, especially on this level. And not just undefeated, but on top of all that, he haven't lost a round till this day. Now, that being said, Khabib won the fight by a neck choke in the 3rd round. The fight wasn't that competitive, but I still got to give Poirier a lot of credit. He actually managed to hurt Khabib in the 2nd round. I believe he landed a right hand, but he was actually switching stance. Obviously, he's good at striking, so he had to keep it on the feet in order to have a chance of actually winning the fight versus Khabib. But see, the difficult thing fighting Khabib is he's so good on the ground and he's so good at taking you down, it's like impossible to stop him. So you got to defend for takedowns while keeping your eyes on Khabib for striking as well, because he's a good striker. You know, don't let all that rustling fool you. He could drop you with a strike, just like he did to Conor McGregor. You know, Conor got frustrated not knowing when to defend for a takedown or when to defend for a strike and when to counter. So that's how he was able to hit Conor McGregor in the 2nd round when they fought. And we all know Conor McGregor is a top striker in the UFC. One of the best strikers in UFC history. So the fact that Conor McGregor got dropped by Khabib in the 2nd round, it shows how frustrating it is to fight a Khabib in the octagon. And then you got to deal with the fact that he's so physically strong and is draining fighting him, wrestling him, and he just burns you out till he finds the right time to take you out. So that's why Khabib is arguably the #1 pound for pound in the UFC. I know a lot of people feel like it's Jon Jones. However, at the end of the day, I felt the same way till he got busted for steroids. And not once, but 3 times. So fool me 1 time, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. So y'all want the pound for pound #1 to actually be a drug cheat? Picture a perfect picture. Now picture boxing in that. Now picture Muhammad Ali is a fighter that took steroids. Picture Floyd Mayweather as a fighter that got busted using PEDs, not just once, but 3 times. You think Floyd will be the face of boxing? You think Muhammad Ali will be labeled the greatest of all time if he wasn't a clean fighter? So it's a bad look for your #1 pound for pound fighter in the UFC to be a drug cheat. It's even more embarrassing for you to label Jon Jones as the greatest UFC fighter of all time, because he's a drug cheat and a steroid user, like I explained. So the fact that it don't take away from Jon Jones' accomplishments as far as how good he is, but he was on the influence of steroids. So is that really his ability, or that's the enhancements of the supplements he was taking? So due to that reason, that's why, in my opinion, Khabib is the #1 pound for pound today, because he's a clean fighter, never lost a round in the UFC, and never lost a fight. Man, like I said, it's unheard of in the UFC, because you could take a loss in so many ways, either by striking, you know, a kick, a punch, an elbow, by wrestling, by a neck choke. It's so many ways you could lose in the UFC. So it's harder to perfect your craft because there's so many elements in play. So the fact that Khabib is still on top, undefeated, and undefeated in every round as well, like I said, is just unheard of, is the perfect caption for that. So congratulations to Khabib for putting on a great performance, and Dustin Poirier, keep your head high, because at the end of the day, you fought a better fight than Conor McGregor. And regardless of what people say or try to paint a certain picture of Khabib in the media, when he's the opposite of that. They try to say he's not a gentleman, when we saw when he's actually fighting a person that respected him back and didn't violate his family, his religion, etc., etc. After the fight, it was all love and respect, and they both showed a different class of sportsmanship wearing each other's shirt. You know, Khabib was actually wearing Poirier shirt while Poirier was wearing Khabib's shirt. So it just shows that the sportsmanship they have for each other, the respect they have for each other. So it's not Khabib, it's Conor McGregor, but it's just so corrupted how the media try to twist it around and paint Conor as the good guy and Khabib as the bad guy. And you see them trying so hard, trying to brainwash the people. But one thing they can't do is fight for Conor McGregor. And we will always come on top. So congratulations to Khabib. He had Abu Dhabi and everyone in that country on their toes. So he put on a hell of a performance. Shout out to Dustin Poirier. Keep your head high. You performed extremely well. You just end there with the pound for pound number one, in my opinion, which is Khabib. Now, who I want to see Khabib fight next, I want to see him fight Tony Ferguson. Get that fight out of the way. I know he was supposed to fight Tony like 3 times already, and the fight got canceled every time. But hey, you know, things happen in combat sports. So subscribe below if you're trying to get smarter by the minute. If you're trying to get dumber by the second, don't listen to these casual fans. Follow me on Aki TV. All the links will be in the description box below. Click on both the subscribe button and notification bell to get notified every time we go live and to be continued on the next episode of Aki TV. Peace, and we outie.